After a crash, the cuts, bruises, and broken bones, they're obvious. What about the fear, the sleepless nights, the emotional toll that doesn't show up on an x-ray? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what pain and suffering means under Louisiana law and how you can fight for the financial justice you truly deserve. Hey, I'm attorney Loyd Bourgeois, your Louisiana injury attorney. Over the years, I've helped hundreds of folks who are hurting physically and emotionally after serious crashes. But too often, insurance companies try to act like the pain doesn't matter. It does. When you've been in a crash and need someone in your corner, give my team and I a call at 504-882-9867 so we can discuss your pain, suffering, and how to obtain full and fair financial justice for you with a no-cost or obligation consultation. Now let's walk through this together. Pain and suffering falls under what we call general or non-economic damages in Louisiana. That means they're not tied to a bill. You can't really calculate them out, but they're just as real. Pain and suffering can come from all types of injuries. It can come from physical pain and discomfort, emotional struggles like anxiety, PTSD, and depression, loss of enjoyment of life, being around others. Physical pain covers everything from back and neck injuries to chronic pain that just doesn't go away. Injuries don't just hurt the day of the crash, but they can disrupt your life for months or years later. It needs to be taken into account in any case. If you want to build a strong claim, you gotta get consistent treatment, keep your medical records, and track your pain in a daily journal. Now, emotional trauma is just as important. Panic attacks, depression, sleepless nights, fear of driving again. You can document all these by seeing a therapist or counselor, getting a mental health evaluation, writing down your emotional state daily in a journal. Okay, now let's talk about how the pain and suffering as well as the economic damages all fit into a settlement. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all number here, but there are some common methods we've seen and heard over the years that you may have heard about. One is what we call the multiplier method. You multiply medical bills by a number, 1.5 to 5 to 10, depending on the severity of your injury and how long you treat it. Another method some folks use to calculate pain and suffering damages would be like a per diem method. So that's where a daily value is assigned for each day you've been in pain. And that amount will vary depending on the severity of your injury. But here's the thing, there really is no agreed upon method. An experienced injury lawyer is gonna push for a number that reflects the full impact on your life, not just what's easy for the insurer. It may not fit into any specific category. When we look at how much pain and suffering is worth in any case, this is what we're looking at. How bad are your injuries? How long are you in pain? What kind of changes to your lifestyle or career were necessitated as a result of your injury? Were you diagnosed with any emotional or mental health conditions like PTSD, depression, anxiety? And your story, it matters. And we help make sure it's told clearly. Insurance companies want to ignore pain and suffering. They want to downplay it. They want to minimize it. They'll look for any little thing to say that you are not suffering. They'll say you didn't see a therapist. Well, you went back to work, so you must be fine. That's why having an attorney helps. We help you gather the facts, bring in the right records, obtain experts where necessary, and fight for a settlement number that's actually fair. In any case, pain and suffering is going to include both the physical and emotional trauma that you're dealing with as a result of the crash. But you must document it well. How your pain and suffering is valued is based on how deeply it affects your life. An experienced personal injury lawyer helps you fight back when the insurance company tries to minimize your pain and suffering. Look, your pain matters, and if someone else caused it, you have every right to be compensated. If they aggravated it, you have every right to hold them accountable. I'm Loyd Bourgeois, and I want to help. Call me and my team at 504-882-9867. We'll talk through what you're going through, build a claim that tells your full story, and help you recover the full and fair financial justice you deserve. Remember, when you need a win, you got to give them the L. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and check out the next video on how to document injuries after a crash.